Hello everybody, welcome back to another vlog, and it's a dressage vlog again this week. So I am heading to Valeview again with Obie, and we're going to give our second elementary test a go. However, since last weekend, British Dressage have actually changed their tests to the new tests. So we're going to be riding a brand new test this week, elementary 5. We had a bit of a practice yesterday, so I took him down to Green Lane Equestrian to have a practice in their long arena, and as I said on my stories on Instagram, this test is the absolute maximum of our capabilities. It is so hard. It's a lot more difficult than the one last week in my opinion, and yeah, today I'm just going to go and sort of see where we're at and kind of reassess whether we want to stay at elementary or whether for these new tests we drop that back down to novice for a little bit. So I'm looking forward to giving it a go though. I do love a challenge, and there's nothing in there that we can't do, but it's whether, you know, say for example there's a bit where you come down the centre line, leg yield, you do a 10-metre circle and you do shoulder in. We can do that, but I don't know how high we'll score because I don't know if it's kind of like show ready. Anyway, that's what we're going to go and give a try today. Before I get there though, I've got loads of jobs to do. So I'm here about 4 hours early because Franco is actually back in work, so that's why he is on the yard and Obie is still in the field. So Franco came back into work yesterday. So those of you that haven't watched any other vlogs or don't follow us on Instagram, Franco's been injured, so we think that he strained his suspensory ligament branch, so he's had some time off. He's now been cleared as sound by the vet, and we're just bringing him back into work slowly. So I long-lined him yesterday, and I'm going to long-line him again this morning. So we're going to be doing that first. He was quite spicy yesterday, so I'll see if I can film anything, but we'll see what you're up to. And then I've got to do a bit of poo picking. I've then got to get Obie ready. I haven't cleaned my tack or any of that stuff either. I'm not even sure that I've got all my competition gear here with me. So I need to do all of that. The lovely Ali from Right Hoof Forward is going to be coming across to come with me in the lorry, so what a treat, because I normally travel everywhere on my own. And then Shelley, of course, Shelley from Everyday Eventers will be there too, because she is top groom. And I need their help when I get there, because yesterday when I was practicing with Obie, I ran through the test sort of 3 times, and on the 3rd attempt I decided to do the whole test in sitting trot, just to try and help me with some of these lateral movements, and I think it was much better. But I worry about my sitting trot because I don't practice it a huge amount. Naughty. And yeah, for a whole test it's a 5-minute 40-second test. That's quite a lot of sitting trot for me. So yeah, I need their help to decide in the warm-up whether to stick with rising or do sitting. I put this out on my Instagram, and some of my sort of dressage followers that are, you know, a lot better than me at dressage sort of got back to me and said, you know, go with the sitting trot, then you're able to set him up better with half halts and things. So, you know, it'll be something new. It's a really hard test. We might as well, you know, go for it and do a bit of sitting trot as well. Why not? Make it harder. Anyway, I better crack on, because as I said, I've got loads and loads to do this morning. I'm so tired as well because my little boy wasn't very well in the night. So I'm very tired. I've got loads to do. Let's start with Franco. We're going to long line him round the winter paddock, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right, so that is Franco done. So that's only his 2nd time on the long lines, but even still, this time I was trying to just make sure he was really walking forward, he was really stepping through. I think yesterday it was a bit sort of like, oh, bringing him back into work, and today I was like, no, you can walk properly. And as you can see, our winter paddock is on quite an incline, so we did about 20 minutes. It's good for me too, so I have, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen, tried to start running, but it's quite hard with like a young family, horses, work and stuff to fit in. I've been ill as well, so I do think that actually long lining is a great way for me to get fit too. Anyway, that is Franco done. Here he is, waiting on the yard. I've just fed the other two. Checked my stuff on the lorry. I forgot as well, I don't have any hot water up here still, so I'm gonna have to go into the house to get some hot water. But anyway, I'm gonna pop Franco back out. The next job is poo picking. Right, so we're on to the next job. It's actually just started to rain and I've left my coat on the yard. But yeah, we're poo picking. So I've done a barrow of poo, and the worst bit about it is I have to push it up here. And I know it doesn't look like a hill, but it is. So I'm gonna get my muscles, push it up there, and then yeah, do another barrow, I think, if I can. And then it's on to tack cleaning. So it's a long old trek to kind of get to the competition when you've got a couple of horses, but there we go. They were my choices, weren't they? So I best keep poo picking. Right, Obie is all plaited up, he's looking beautiful. Ali has done his tail for me because she's the queen of tails. My stepdad's running away because he doesn't want to be in the vlog. So yeah, Obie's just starting to get a bit, what's the word? Excited? Agitated. Yeah, probably agitated. So we're going to load him up now, head over and hopefully get there about 1 o'clock and meet Shelley. So we are here. Obie's happily munching his hay net. Ali's here too. Can you see her? Because it's absolutely peeing it down. This is actually, it stopped. We got here and the heavens opened. So let's hope that in the next hour this goes away, because otherwise we are going to be getting very wet, aren't we, Obie? The only whippity whip I've got, I think.
So Jess, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pumped. I'm ready to go.
She's ready. Obie, how are you feeling?
Obie is pumped. I'm ready to go.
And it's raining. It's getting heavy again. There's Top Groom. She's matching the horse. I mean, in the clothing department, the red, white and blue, look. I mean, come on. That is commitment.
You know what, when I go to places, so like yesterday when I went schooling, I forget what I actually have to do to get the horse ready because Shelley just does it for me. So like yesterday I was like, oh, it's taking me ages to like get ready and get him tacked up and getting on. Ta-da!
And that is why.
Best groom of the year.
That's a nice hold.
Come on, minion one. You're smart. Getting it done. Remind me to take off it, won't you? Yeah.
It's a bit squelchy. Doesn't he look smart?
In it. What did you think to Jerry? I think that was brilliant. Yeah, for where we're at.
Can't ask any more words.
Videos about that.
It's really nice.
That's good, yeah. Oh, nice, look.
Sideways.
Just ride him like you stole him.
I did steal him.
Right, everybody, so if you're wanting a masterclass, this is not going to be it, but I'm going to talk you through my scores and the movements, and I'm pretty pleased with this test overall. So, A, entering collected trot, X, halt and salute, C, track left, we scored a 6.5, and she said could be rounder. So you see that he just lifts his nose a little bit in the halt, which is a bit of a shame. Next, we are changing the rein in medium trot, S to F. For this, we scored a 6, and she said he was lacking freedom. Now, I did decide for this test to do all the collected trot in sitting trot. And then you'll see here my medium trot, I'm rising. And that was just a preference in terms of being able to keep him a little bit more collected and rounder and do the movement. So you don't have to do this test in sitting trot. Next, it's A, turn down the centre line, and then between D and B, leg yield right, which we scored a 6.5, and she said more fluency needed. I think for us, actually, that's about as good as we can do, so I was happy with that. B then is a circle left 10 metres, which we scored a 6.5, and she said more suppleness. I found this section of the test quite difficult because you're doing leg yield straight into a circle, then straight in here between B and M to shoulder in left, and then MCHS, we're going back into collected trot. And she just said losing suppleness, which is fair. We've then got between S and I, half circle left 10 metres, and then I and R, half circle right 10 metres. And we got a 6.5, and she said could close up more with suppleness and self-carriage. Again, I think he's working quite nicely here. He's nice and uphill. His trot is nice and active. Again, my sitting trot needs work, but there we go. And then we're changing the rein. So changing the rein, RK in medium trot, and then K back to collected trot. And we scored a 6, and she said lacking ground cover. And then A down the centre line, D, E, leg yield left, which we scored a 6, and she said too much neck bend, which he does have here, actually. It's weird because I actually find him easier to leg yield that way, but I've let him get too much neck bend, so that's fair comment. E, circle right 10 metres, we got a 6.5, same comment, suppleness and self-carriage. And then we're doing shoulder in right, and she said slightly better for a 6.5. Next, we're going up. So at C, to a transition to medium walk, we've got a 6.5, and she's just underlined freedom. I actually think his walk's quite good here. I think 6.5 is a bit harsh, but fair enough. And then we've got change the rein in extended walk, and we scored a 6, and this is a double scoring movement, so we've got a 12 overall, and she's underlined freedom of the shoulder and suppleness over the back. So he just needs to sort of over-track a little bit more and just step through a bit more and take the bit a little bit more forward. I did feel like here, if I put my leg on, he was going to jig-jog, so I sort of played it a bit safe. Then we've got V to F, change the rein in medium walk, and we scored a 6, and she said only just tracking up, which is fair. Again, I just felt like there was a little bit of tension and that I played it safe rather than putting my leg on. We've then got medium canter, so transition from walk to canter, and then transition to collected canter, sorry. So we scored a 6 point that, and she said hollowed, which he did. We then got a medium canter between V and H, and then H collected canter. We got a 6.5, and she said needs more ground cover. He does struggle with his mediums a little bit. He's the sort of horse he likes to just get in a rhythm and stay in it. So that's to work on. We've then got circle right 15 metres at C, so this is in collected canter, and we got 6.5, and she just said drifting a little bit. I was actually quite happy with this circle. I thought his collected canter, just drifting there, was good. I thought he felt nice and uphill, he was nice and movable. But yeah, it's got a 6.5. And then this bit was tricky. So we did between M and R, half circle 10 metres. Then you're on the centre line. You do a simple change, as you can see here, and then off the other way. And she just said on shoulders, and we scored a 6. Those he can normally do quite a lot better. So I was a bit disappointed, but there we go. SK, single loop 5 metres away from the track. 6.5, she said could close up more. So our canter here is just... we're losing a bit of the collectiveness, I think. And I think that's a bit of a fitness thing, so definitely need to get him a little bit fitter for this. Medium canter again, P and M, medium canter, and then M collected canter. She said quickening, and we got a 6. And then this was our worst score. So then in collected canter, at C, we had to do a circle left 15 metres. I scored a 5.5. She said it was large and he was losing balance. I actually quite liked his canter here. I thought this circle was better, but yes, the circle is a little bit large. I've gone too far to the track, so that just shows you sometimes it's the simple movements that can catch you out. Then it's the same thing again, so between H and C, half circle, onto the centre line, simple change, and then half circle, right 10 metres. And she said more self-carriage, but we got a 6.5, so I like that. I thought he did well there, and I think we could potentially get that a 7. He's normally quite good with those. Then we've got a 6.5 for our single loop 5 metres away from the track between R and F. She said it was a little bit shallow, and that's because this counter-canter is weaker this way. And then we're heading down the centre line. We are trotting at L. We got a 6 for the centre line, 6 for the trot. And then here, you're supposed to halt at I. So if you're watching this test to learn it, not G, I, but we scored a 7. So we got deducted 2 marks, which is annoying, but for our collectives, we got 6.5 for paces, 6 for impulsion, 6.5 for cooperation, 6.5 for rider's position. So we got a 62.19% overall with that deduction and second place. I was absolutely thrilled. And looking back at this test, I know the areas that we can improve on for next time. So area festivals, hopefully, here we come. But what a good boy he was.
Okay, so what's your feeling?
I'm really pleased with him because that was a tough test. I just felt he did go a bit heavy in my hand again, and every time I used my leg, did you see him start to flick his tail?
Yes,
he was like, no, leave me alone. But yeah, really pleased with the first one. We did everything apart from I halted in the wrong place. So after remembering all of those difficult manoeuvres, I actually halted in the wrong place.
So what's your prediction?
62.
Shelley?
64.
See, I went 67 and I said it when you finished.
Oh, okay.
It depends how they're judging, I guess. But
Only on the last end of it.
look at that sexy tail.
Oh, no comparison.
It's just crazy.
No comparison.
That was hard. Well done.
Thank you.
Honestly, that was amazing.
Oh.
You did everything where it was meant to be done. There was a couple of times you just went like that, and I was like, leg, and you put your leg on, and but
he wasn't loving my leg though. He was getting a bit kind of leave me alone. So I was like, do I go tactful and kind of keep it?
But you were very consistent.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
And it was a nice test to watch.
Bloody hell.
So you'll have to have a look back on
This
this.
dressage game, it's tougher than it looks.
Do you know what? When you're doing flat work properly, it hurts physically.
More than jumping.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
it's tough.
Oh, but what a good something.
And like you say, the manoeuvres come up so quick when you're doing a test.
So fast.
Mm.
And I was just like, my brain was almost like, what next? So you can't like finish off you know how normally you finish off a leg yield and you want to go straight. It was like you don't even have a straight stride because you're straight into a circle.
Yeah, you don't have time to think about what you've just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really pleased with him, bless him. What a good boy.
No, they've parked a bit close, haven't they, dude?
He's like, oh, my
So for penalties in a time of 47.64, next we go Katie Bland with Obie.
Right guys, it's actually sunny now, so after all that rain earlier, I managed to not get wet whilst I was riding, but we're actually just chilling. Here we are, top squad. Shelley's here too. We're actually watching a bit of the show jumping, but yeah, I'm so pleased with that test, even though I did go wrong. I halted in the wrong place, as you'll see, because I would have done a voiceover. But I'm so pleased because that was tough, and to get a 60, what did we get? 62, 61. To break the 60 barrier is incredible for our first one. Unfortunately, it's not a qualifying score, but it doesn't matter. We're going to come back, we're going to go train a little bit harder. Obviously, he's not been doing a huge amount, what with all his shockwave therapy and stuff, so it's a good base to work from. And yeah, we're going to keep going, but these two are absolutely loving the show jumping. Look.
We're gripped.
Proper eventers. They're like, the dressage is fine, but let's go watch some jumping. So no, thank you all so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!